Welcome to the first ever premiere episode of Teachers Talk Movies. Hi, my name is Frank, and I'm here with my partner, the lovely Lindsay.
Hello.
And we are going to be talking to you today about a movie called Passengers. We decided to come together and do this because just about every day of the school year we were discussing one movie or another, and we decided why not share it with the public. So today, as I said, we'll be talking about Passengers, a 2016 film in the genre of science fiction. And to give you a little bit of a background on the story, watch for spoilers here in case you didn't see it already. It's a sci-fi flick where 5,000 plus people traveling to colonize a distant planet are supposed to be spending 120 years in suspended animation and wake up 4 months before they land on the planet. But of course, with any good science fiction film, there has to be some conflict. A malfunction occurs with one of the pods, and Jim Preston, character played by actor Chris Pratt, awakens alone with 5,000 sleeping people. And there he is, 30 years into the voyage, and he's all alone. What does he do? He spends a year roaming about the ship and being bored, and eventually he comes up with the idea of whether or not to awaken someone else and to sabotage their pod, just so he can have some company. So, Lindsay, what do you think about this film?
I thought the film was okay. I thought that the acting was pretty good on Pratt's and Lawrence's part. Plus, they're not too bad to look at. They sell the movie. They sell what they're trying to depict and to show and to get across. Though, I thought that the plot tried to do a little too much. I liked that it was very interesting. It was fascinating. It was modern. I enjoyed the sci-fi aspect of it. The imagery was amazing, out of this world.
So, Aurora Lane, character played by Jennifer Lawrence. That's the one he chooses to bring out of hibernation. Did you notice that he didn't really shop around much? Once he saw her and researched her, she was the one. What do you think of that?
I do like that he had the opportunity, or thought about to research her, though. Would they be a good fit? Is this somebody he can get along with and spend a lot of time
a long time, yes. And the thing is that he wrestles with the idea of whether or not to wake her up. And that is the big philosophical question of this movie. Mm-hmm. Now, eventually, we know there's a love, then a hate, then a love relationship. And of course, the hate comes after she knows that he sabotages the pod and wakes her up.
Her life.
Wakes her life up, exactly. Mm-hmm. 90 years they would have to travel. I don't think they're going to live that long. So they're faced with the prospect of spending the rest of their lives on this ship. Now, let me ask you, Lindsay, what do you think about that decision now?
Okay, here goes. I think that he should have woken her up. Though, I don't think that it's morally a good idea. But the problem with it is this. The problem is that the plot did not give you enough. I feel like that they should have either have been married or lovers or dated so that when they saw each other, okay, now I woke her up. Morally, I don't think it was, I mean, I don't know who can attest to saying that yes, he should have done that. He basically killed her.
Yes.
I think it was for the movie's sake. Of course, great that he woke her up.
Right.
And he picked a good one.
Well, yes. From the
Your side.
superficial male perspective, he made an excellent choice there. But the question is, like you said, a moral question. And I always base everything in life on what's going to send me to hell and what isn't going to send me. Messing with this girl's life, difficult decision. Although I will tell you, I wouldn't last a year like he did alone. I would last maybe a day or two before I'd go crazy. So he wakes her up, they fall in love, and then the strange thing is that she finds out. And the way in which she found out was really interesting. There is the bartender, who is a robot. Now, I don't know if you caught this, but did you notice that was eerily similar to the movie The Shining?
Yes.
It was definitely an homage to that.
It.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So you have this robot bartender, just like Jack Nicholson visited that bartender all the time.
And you share your secrets with because you're alone.
Yes. So the question arises, though, he gives it away to Aurora that she was awakened on purpose. Why would a robot betray a secret? Because Jim's character asks him to keep it between them. So why would a robot give away the secret? What do you think?
I don't know how it's possible. Maybe that's the aspect of it where the movie's taking the turn. How is it possible for a robot, a machine, because they went back and forth a lot with human traits versus robotic traits. Well, the robots throughout the whole film, or this robot in particular, because that's really the only one, does not share any traits with Jim. So when this time comes around, this robot, this bartender, is starting to eerily kind of mimic people.
The character of the deck officer, the captain, let's say, Lawrence Fishburne plays that part. He was necessary in a way because they had to see if the ship could be saved. But I found him to be a rather flat character. Not a lot of interest in this character. Do you agree with that?
I agree. Where did he come from, first of all? Because the movie should have been over in an hour if Lawrence Fishburne did not himself wake up. Why did they kill him off so quickly? Without him, there would be no more storyline. So, I agree. He was very flat. The acting was subpar. The other two characters kind of carried along the script and the story a little bit better. But again, without Fishburne, the movie would have been kaput in an hour.
I agree with that. There were some far-fetched parts also. The spacewalk and the rescue, that was a little too out there. It reminded me of the movie The Martian, which I thought was an excellent movie, except for the part where he gets rescued, because it would never happen. Okay, and I know we have science fiction going on here, but everything is believable except that part.
Well, I think that goes again with the plot where it's just trying to do too much. Like, oh yeah, this is a good idea in space, and this is a good idea in space, and let's just mush it all together.
True. That could be it. Now, let me ask you this. They go on, of course, and there's some disasters. The ship is dying. They manage to save it. And then she has a choice. She could have gone back into suspended animation, but he couldn't, because there was one pod that they could have done it in. And she chooses to stay with him and live out their lives there. From a lady's standpoint, Lindsay, what do you think? Would you have done that?
I don't know. That's a good question. I honestly don't know if I've thought about that. On one hand, the character Chris Pratt, he's going to be alone for the rest of his life, so you feel a little sorry for him. And you already have this relationship with him that you can carry on and live on the ship alone and together and have this life. But then again, if you could go back to sleep and have a better life on the planet, I think I would stay awake.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, life couldn't have been too bad. From both standpoints, they both had an attractive person to spend their life with, an unlimited amount of food, and one really cool swimming pool.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked out into space. And overall, yeah, I probably would have enjoyed that lifestyle.
Definitely. And just a shout out to Andy Garcia making a brief cameo at the end there.
Yes. Overall rating. As teachers, we are going to not give any stars or whatever rating system there. We have a rating system of an excellent movie goes to the head of the class, a terrible movie goes to detention, and everywhere in between gets a letter grade. So, Lindsay, I ask you, what is your grade for this movie?
Well, it's definitely not head of the class, and it's not sent to detention. I'd give it a B+, simply for the look of it, the two actors that carried it. It was something that kept my attention, yet something I probably would not watch again. How about you?
I'm in pretty much agreement. I would go around the B range or so. I liked it, didn't love it. In the pantheon of science fiction, it's not up there with Star Wars, of course, but it's not down there with Plan B from Outer Space either, or Plan 9, or whatever that rotten movie was called. So overall, we recommend, it's not a bad view, but there are better films out there.
Definitely.
Now we come to the part of the show in our last couple minutes where we do our quick hits. We're each going to pick a movie from the past and highlight whether or not we like it. We go way back into the vault for these films. Lindsay, what did you pick for yours?
Okay, I didn't go way back in the vault, but I did choose the Bourne Identity, the first in the Bourne series. I love the Bourne series, and I especially loved the first one. Matt is a good-looking guy, easy to watch, and I think it's better to watch than the Mission Impossible series with their main character of Tom Cruise. It's a great story. It's action-packed with twists and turns, and it keeps you entertained. So I definitely would give 5 stars to the Bourne Identity.
So it's a treasure or it's a trash?
It's a treasure.
All right.
How about you?
My choice is a classic from the 80s entitled Moonstruck. This movie is a classic, hilarious blend of old-world Italian traditions and modern life, as modern as it was in the 1980s. It revolves a love triangle and some subplots and the mystical power of the moon to bring together lovers. The best part of it all were the quirkiness of the characters and some of the one-liners in that film, like, "Chrissy, bring me the big knife!" Or, "Do you love him, Loretta? Oh, that's too bad." And what a cast. Nicolas Cage, Danny Aiello, Cher, Vincent Gardenia, Olympia Dukakis. 100% funny movie, seen it at least 40 times. So that one is a treasure. Well, that brings our show to an end, the premiere episode. Find us on YouTube and or Facebook and email us. Let us know what you want us to review, and we'll see you next time on Teachers Talk Movies.